friends, Dr. Christine here, Dr. Christine Sauer. Just a short reminder that we have Lyme disease around. The ticks are active. For many, it causes a lot of anxiety. Now, I'm very fortunate. I have a friend, and she made a little bear to help people, educate about Lyme disease. And she makes little bears, and she calls them Lymear, the Lyme Awareness Bear. Thank you so much, Brenda Sterling-Goodwin, for sending me yours. And I also want to say that if you are in an area where ticks are rampant and Lyme disease is around, and Nova Scotia is one, Canada, the US now is one, Europe, where I come from, we had a lot of Lyme disease. Now, you don't have to be afraid of going outside. You have to take protection. And if you feel that you might have symptoms that could be related to Lyme disease, and Lyme disease is caused, which many don't know, by a spirochete. So it's kind of a chameleon of diseases. And before Lyme disease was around, syphilis was a classic chameleon that ran in several stages. All diseases caused by Borrelia, which is a kind of bacteria, it's Borrelia burgdorferi. They run in stages. In the early stages, it's easily curable with antibiotics and usually has no long-term effects. The longer you had the bacteria and the more it is ingrained in your system, I should say, to make it simple, the more problems you can have and the harder it is to get rid of it. And sadly, many tests that we do nowadays do not get everyone. Now, I have a friend in the Nova Scotia Lyme Disease Society. She's very active and very smart. Her name is Donna Lugar. And Lyme disease can cause fatigue, headaches, neurological problem, brain issues. It can even mimic Alzheimer's. I just read a blog post by my teacher, mentor, Dr. Daniel Amen, and I'm fortunate to be on his teaching team too. And we will talk more about it in my upcoming lives, and there will be many of them. I'm excited to help you out more around depression recovery. And yes, the symptoms that look like chronic depression can also be caused really by Lyme disease and many, many, many other causes. And antidepressants are just a band-aid. They don't cure the causes. That's why I say depression recovery made simple. It's simple if you follow the process and do a real good root cause disease. Look for the root causes. What's really causing it? Is it an infection like Lyme disease, which my friend here is aware of? Is it your food? Is it toxicity? Is it inflammatory? Is it your mind, your brain health? Is it trauma that left its traces? There are so many causes, and if you don't find them and then address them one after the other, it's like you have a roof over your house and it has 36 holes and you plug one or two of them. It's still leaking, right? So you're still depressed, you're still existing, just like I was for years before I realized that's what it was. And I could help myself. And I could have a strategy and a system to get myself better. And suddenly everything fell in place and it was simple to recover. And look at me now, I'm sparkling. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. I know it is possible. You don't need to be on antidepressants for the rest of your life. Antidepressants are painkillers, emotional painkillers, and they are okay for a little bit. It's like taking Tylenol for a little bit. It's fine. But if the cause of your pain is a nail in your big toe, well, shouldn't you really get to the root and take the nail out instead of continuing to take Tylenol for your pain? And yes, emotional pain has a reason. And one of my favorite techniques that I use with depressed people is actually helping them recognize that there are no negative emotions and to find the good in everything that they think can only be negative. So that's enough for today. If you feel that you may have symptoms and you may have been bitten by a tick and you want to know more about Lyme disease, PM me below. You can always message me. I'm very responsive. You can email me, go on my website, leave there's message form on the contact area, contact me, do whatever, and I'll connect you with the right people and let's talk. I'm just interested in helping you recognize that depression is not forever. If you're depressed more than 2 weeks and it's not just a sudden event, of course, if your partner of 20 years dies, you will feel down and bad in the dumps. And that's beautiful. And that's the right thing to do. Of course, you grieve. That's good. But if you can't, over time, if you can't come out of your depressed moods, then it's time to reach out for help. And the best kind of help that I found is a help that really addresses the root causes and then follows a strategy and does not only use one or two antiquated, sorry to say that, methods that only help the pharmaceutical industry and other interest groups flourish. That's it. Have a great day. Go out in nature. Protect yourself from Lyme disease. If you'd like to know how, let me know. And I'll connect you with the sources. All the best. See you soon. Much more to come. Bye bye.